All right, can I get a volunteer to read our application problem for us, nice and loud? And then we will take a look at some things we might not understand. All right, go ahead and read, please, Camilla, nice and loud, please. The rest of us are following along. I should see you with your fingers and your books. Equally. Okay, great. So I'll repeat that. Mrs. Wilcox cut quilt squares and then divided them equally into 8 piles. What's a quilt? Anybody know what a quilt is? If I say the word quilt. One person knows what a quilt is. What is a quilt, Eric?
Things like made out of thread.
You can make it out of thread. You are correct. I like to have this on me on the couch on a nice cold day. I'm like, ooh, let me get my quilt. What am I putting on myself if I'm putting a quilt on myself? Not a jacket.
Blanket.
Blanket. So it's kind of like a blanket. It's a heavier blanket. So I'm going to repeat that. Mrs. Wilcox cut quilt squares and then divided them equally into 8 piles. Are you seeing the quilt squares? So let's look up here for a moment. I'm thinking quilt squares, right? So she's making little squares like this, and she's putting them into piles. 1, 2, 3. How many piles does she put them in, class? 8. You guys visualizing that? There's my piles. Do I know how many are going into each pile? It doesn't say that information. How can we take this and create either a number line or a tape diagram from it? Any ideas? How could I take these 8 squares and create either a tape diagram or a number line? I'm going to give you 45 seconds to discuss some possibilities. Think about what I could do with these squares. You may begin. 45 seconds. Go ahead. Start talking, please.